What's happening, guys? Mike's Total Dragon Channel, and today I thought I would do something that I decided to call Fabulous First Appearances. I picked up this ragged out copy of New Mutants 87, second printing, which is first Cable. Got it out of the dollar box, and I thumbed through it because I've got a copy upstairs, but it's been a long time since I looked at it. And one of the things that I thought would be cool is if I did a review of first appearances of really popular mainstream characters, and kind of just, briefly go over it a little bit and kind of talk about how they first appeared and kind of how they are now. And so part of it was I got this copy here. Another part of it is my girlfriend's son, who is now 22, about a year or two ago, he was talking about Venom and how he was really excited to read the first appearance of Venom. He got a copy of Amazing Spider-Man 300 and or a reprint, or he was reading it online or something, and he was like, I was really excited to read the first appearance of Venom. And I took a look at it, and it was so cheesy how Venom just kind of basically appears like as like a Snidely Whiplash type character, appearing out of the shadows, haha, here I am. As, now we see him, he's like this giant slobbering, wet, liquidy mess of tendrils and teeth and drool and everything. And when he first appeared, he looked basically nothing like that whatsoever. So between him talking about his reaction to the first Venom and me picking up this comic here, I figured that this would be kind of something fun to do. Obviously, this is Rob's first issue of New Mutants, and one of the things that he had talked about is he knew that he needed to create characters that would be popular and be able to compete with the landscape of the 90s Marvel. He needed some people in New Mutants who could, compete with popularity of Spider-Man, Punisher, Wolverine, etc., etc. So that is partially how he created Cable. Excuse me. He wanted somebody who would come in, he being Rob, he wanted a character that would come in and shake up New Mutants, which at the time, now this is all stuff I heard on his podcast, so whether it's true or not, I can't vouch for, but these are details off his podcast. So, but anyway, New Mutants was the worst selling book of the X-Men line at the time, and he came on and really wanted to shake it up, and part of that was the introduction of Cable right here. So we'll go ahead and spin this open, and this cover right here has been homaged, I don't know about, but dozens and dozens of times it's been homaged in other books. I think I even have a Transformers book that has done like a homage of this style cover. But one of the things that's very interesting about this book, so we see on this first page, Rob also introduces the Mutant Liberation Force. So we see all these guys, just kind of random mutants fighting. And then here we go, right here. This is our very first appearance of Cable. So he shows up, big gun, very militaristic looking as opposed to how the rest of the New Mutants would be. He's got the shoulder pads, he's got the gun, he's got the belt, the pouches, etc. He's on the microphone here. All these are things that we will see and come to associate with not only with Rob, but also with, 90s characters. Another thing that was very interesting about this book is he being Cable, does not interact with the New Mutants at all in this issue. They have been in Asgard for the past 6 or 7 issues or something like that. So they don't even meet until next issue. So you kind of just have Rob drawing a bunch of characters, you know, who don't even interact with Cable right here. He does draw a really cool Warlock, though. I like that he drew Warlock. It's basically this giant ship, but you got the jet engines right here, but he still looks like kind of like a boat up top. So then we have Strife, who Rob created, the guy who's the leader of the Mutant Liberation Force. So, and we have another little small Cable appearance. And you can kind of go by his dialogue here that he's a no-nonsense type of character. Cable, that is. We've got more instances of New Mutants. They're fighting the mindless ones. We come back to Earth. And then the characters like Forearm, Tempo, who I believe was one of the ones that was on Krakoa that helped be responsible for the resurrection protocols. I'm not sure about that, but I don't know. I'll have to look that up. I feel like that's right, though. But more Cable right here. We see the glowing eye, which is a staple of Rob's characters. And then he's just opening fire, blasting these characters here. His hand gets melted. So we cut back to the New Mutants. We go back to the Mutant Liberation Front. Rusty and Skids head off with the MLF. And then finally the New Mutants have came back to Earth. And then we have this last page here, this last couple panels here with Cable, and we can kind of judge through this dialogue here. You know, he's got metal arm, metal hand, and we see right here through this little bit of dialogue. Let's see if I can get it to come in. What does it say? He's a slippery devil with a dossier a mile long, so guard him well. So that kind of tells us that right now this guy is someone who has done a lot of action. He's been on the radar with a lot of governments. He's kind of has a record, whether good or bad. He's known, he's on lists. And his monologuing right here, if they don't cooperate, the MLF will kill them as they've killed others. So I keep tracking them, pick them off one by one. Might even get to Strife eventually. Swallow your pride and get some help, because right now timing's everything and you can't bring them down alone. So, and then we see right here, the New Mutants rejoin X-Factor, Moira Taggart, Cable fights X-Force. It's a whole new ball game. So Cable's first appearance in New Mutants is, you know, it's definitely just an introduction to the character, but at the same time, it's really weird because you meet him and he doesn't have anything to do with the characters who, like Cannonball has been in this book for 87 issues, you know, Wolfsbane, same thing, been in this book since the beginning, and they're so associated with New Mutants that they don't even meet in this issue. So that's kind of a weird thing. But with the introduction of this character here and Rob on the book now, it definitely takes it into a different direction than how it had previously been, when it was, you know, written by Claremont and Louise Simonson. and it definitely heads towards that, which is what he wanted to launch after issue 100 is X-Force, where it's a very aggressive military style. Heroes are going out on the attack, so it's fun to go back and look at his first appearance and see how Cable kind of started out as and what he is now. Basically everything we didn't know about Cable then, we know now. Who he really is, what his powers are, the fact that he has this techno virus or what have you. So all the secrets are out of the book. But when you can see when he first appears in this book, if you had been reading New Mutants prior, it was, I don't want to say it was not a very action-oriented series. It was almost like, it was very a slow burn type book. Very, a lot of issues of people just standing around talking, a lot of people talking about their powers and how sad they were or how angry they were, this, that, and the third. And then Cable comes onto the scene and it's just like, boom, instant action, So, and that's what really helped get the book to take off and the character Cable to take off and be one of the very rare times that a new character that's introduced becomes like a breakout character. So, but that is New Mutants 87, first Cable. So we'll do a couple other of these later on down the line. I've got a old reprint copy of New Mutants 98, first Deadpool upstairs. I might break that out to do it, kind of stay on the New Mutants train. So I think it'd be kind of fun to bring these characters out, look at how they first appeared and where they're at now. So until next time, we'll talk to you guys later. Have a good day. Bye-bye.